Hello, friends. This is your buddy, MoonBeam Life, and I'm here because I know deep down inside you need help finding your happy spirit place. I know there's a lot of people out there who think they have a lot of answers, but I'm the one who can help you because I'm not one of them crazy psychologists, one of them psychiatric doctors who just, read stuff out of a little book and, spend all that time in these isolated little colleges, not learning about the world, not experiencing the world and the people in the world like I have. That's why I quit going to school when I was just a wee little boy, because I let the world educate me. That's why I found my calling and I found my true name. Now, I do appreciate my parents. I appreciate the name they gave me. But I did not feel like that person. I felt like, I had to be somebody else in my little spiritual heart place. It's not like the physical heart, it's, just full of nasty, yucky blood and fat deposits from all that bad food that, the corporate man makes you buy. No, I'm talking about the spirit heart, where your lovey, tingly feelings live. That's right. That's where we want to go. That's what I'm gonna help you find. And I know I can because I have walked a lot of places through this world, and some of it, I rode on a bike. I got a little fancy, had a bike for a couple of years, and I made sure not to get brainwashed by them colleges teaching you things like math and that biased world history about the kings and the people that run the churches with their rules and regulations about how you're supposed to be happy. You can only be happy by finding that spirit heart happy place. That lovey tingly feeling that, doesn't come from books mass produced by people with money agendas. I'll have you know, I have not had a job in 15 years, and I have been happier for it. The world provides if you are willing to get your hands a little dirty and, roll up them sleeves. Heck, sometimes I just rip my sleeves off and I just, I sell them to people. I tell them they're headbands. But I don't sell them for much, just, just enough money so that I can afford to get, down to the farmer's market and get some of them non-GMO, locally grown, organic cucumbers. They're just the best. Maybe some homemade saltines if I, make a lot of money that day with my homemade headbands. Shh, don't tell people my secret. That's why I gotta stay on the move. Because after a couple times, customers start to figure out it's just sleeves off a shirt. And, then they tell other people, so I gotta move on to a different city. But that's okay. I do know a lot about human feelings because I have been to more spiritual retreats and self-help seminars run by people who are outside the corporation machine. Here's the corporation machine. They're out here giving their lectures about, the spaces out here where real healing and learning begins. And I've been to more of those than any human being alive. So that means I must be an expert because I've heard everybody talk. And I have stood, or actually I sat, I say it because that's what you do at the camping retreats. I have sat around more of those campfires, listening to more people talk about all their just dug up, compressed, tightened down, and hid behind a little locked door feelings. And anybody, and that's how I know it works. That's how I know I have the answers in this little brain. Not the squishy thing in your skull, but the soul brain. Because that's where the sympathy lies. That's where the empathy is, my friends. So I want you to trust me when I tell you that I can take you to where you want to be, happy wise, emotionally, spiritually wise. You know, I try very hard to live a very clean and pure life. You know, I don't eat any kind of formerly alive animals. I just eat formerly alive plants because, you know, plants, they don't have happy tingly feelings to begin with. They just have warm sunlight spawning feelings, which, you know, are good. I admit there were a couple times where during the summer I ran across some beautiful young women and we did some warm sunlight spawning things. But shh, you know, that's not for when the children are watching my videos. You go put them children to bed before we talk about the warm summer spawning feelings. You know, and it's not something everybody can do. You have to have a certain mindset. You have to be able to connect with a woman that you've just met minutes before and really get in to her deepest feelings so that you can connect with her in a way that makes her want to have a deep spiritual experience that happens to have some good physical feelings to it without having all that awkward what's your name conversations. Those are the worst. That's why I always make sure I scoop before she wakes up. Sometimes they don't always go to sleep though, so keep some special herbs, natural stuff that Mother Nature gave us, and a little bit of that helps put them right to sleep. It's very good, little potent because I don't be like all the nasty pharmaceutical companies and mess it up with artificial stuff and water it down so you got to take a whole bunch of it to feel anything. No. I take it from the plants out in the woods or the back end of the farmers who grow it and want to sell it for a lot of money, but I don't have a lot of money because I said I had a job in 15 years, so I just kind of pinch a little from the back where they won't notice it and then keep on walking on because there's no reason to have yellings. Nobody likes yellings. You see, I have friends who I have helped with their tingly feelings in their happy places, so they let me get on the computer so I can see the world. I type, and I go to all these lovely little social sites and I see them. I see people that they don't live pure, they don't live outside. We talked about that outside areas. It's not here, it's here. They're living here, right there in the box, in the big corporate building box world with their prepackaged, guaranteed not to kill you food. That's just no fun. I mean, if you don't cook it yourself, how do you really know? You just gotta learn to take care of yourself. I mean, them squirrels, they're smart. They gather up a whole mess of acorns, in the fall, and I wait till I see them scamper away. I just scoop them up and I say, I'm just going to, cook them all up in a little, my little pot I keep and I carry with me, and right there at the fire, and it's real tasty, nice and warm, makes my tummy just say, oh, thank you, buddy boy. You just made me a happy tummy full of warm acorn gooey goodness. But as I was saying, I get on them, all them social sites, and I see people. talking about they're upset because bad people are doing violent things and they're saying unkind words. Now, I'm still learning because, I spend a lot of time not messing with computers because, computers are made by big industry and, the internet's controlled by, the Roswell aliens that are secretly running the United Nations. Shh, that one's a really big secret. Well, we'll talk about that one another time in real tight detail because, the United Nations is just a front for them Roswell Grays and, Bigfoot, but he only works there part-time because he's running the fluoride industry, which is how they brainwash you. You get all that fluoride in your mouth and it just, absorbs into your cheeks. Your cheeks are kind of real, sensitive. That's why you can tell when you bite your cheek. And then it just, goes right up here, but that's another time. I gotta make sure Bigfoot ain't around before I talk about his fluoride. And them gray aliens, well, they're always listening. I gotta go get my special, mind-blocking tinfoil hat before I talk about the gray aliens. Now, I know everybody jokes about tinfoil hats, but you know what? They joke about them because that's how people discredit the tinfoil hat. So you're not wearing it when you need to wear it. But shh, that's another time. We're going to be positive now. So I see them people talking about they're having bad days because somebody said something bad to them. They use horrible, offensive language like, stop. That's the worst one. I hate when people say that, like, stop coming in my store and stealing stuff. That's just being rude. How you gonna be a rude dude or a sassy lassie and just tell people to stop taking? I mean, I need it. I wouldn't take it if I didn't need it. I'm not greedy. I'm not like them evil fat cats. I only take what I need. You get like 20 of them on the shelf. You can part with one. It's just greedy. Just mean. Want to keep it all for yourself. For your money making. It's just bad. So don't listen to them people that sit there, try to call the cops on you, and tell you that you can't have something just because you're a special flower. You are a special flower. You're a superstar because you are a unique snowflake in your heart. And that spiritual heart, not that physical heart full of the yucky blood, but spiritual heart. That's the only heart I deal with. And because you are a snowflake in your spiritual heart, and that makes you a superstar, I mean, you have a right to just be handed television time and to be handed money just for, being out there and being so beautiful. Don't need that physical beauty. That physical beauty, that's just a trap for the man. So I want you to hang around. Because I'm going to hang around at my buddy's house here. He gave me a little spare room here. As long as I help his wife with her migraines. She's got horrible migraines. It's from years of eating all that preservative food. And it's not something that people should do. Because it messes with you. So I help her with her migraines. And, in exchange, they let me live here. And, they feed me. Little bit, I don't try to eat too much of their food because, again, I don't take more than I need. I have a very strict, picky diet anyway. Sometimes I'll just tell them to give me one of their credit cards. I'll go down to that farmer's market. You gotta be careful because some of them farmers, they'll tell you that it's totally organic and they'll tell you they've never put a single pesticide on it, but they lie. They lie. You gotta find the guy way back in the back of the market. Way with the stall that's look like it ain't it ain't really been worked on for a few years because that's the guy that's honest. Sometimes he's way back in the shadows of the market. The management doesn't even realize he's there. Don't ask the management for him because he's kind of hiding from them because they don't like him. Because he's not about doing it for the money. You know, that's the guy you want to get your produce from, because, you know, he's an honest guy. He'll tell you every time. He'll say, he'll say, you know what, son? I like the look of you, and I like the fact that you know I'm clearly honest. That's why I call myself Honest Andrew, and I'm gonna give you this produce. You know what? I don't. Go ahead. I'm not even gonna take all your money. I'm gonna give you a deal. I'm gonna give it for you for like half what everybody else does. And I know it's gonna taste a little funny, and you'll have some weird dreams with a lot of colors in them. You may even have the dreams before you're asleep, but trust me, that's the purity of the vegetables. That's Mother Nature speaking to you. This is nothing I put in there, because I told you it's completely pure food. That's what I call my product. He's a good guy. And sometimes it's not honest, Andrew. Sometimes you got to go down. You know, it's truthful, Patty. Just depends on what city you're in. Yeah, but they're over there. Sometimes they work out of the back of a van, away from the farmer's market, but they're good people. Local business. You got to support small business. Don't shop at big corporations. They get all that stuff in the boxes. It's bad. But we're not going to talk about what's bad. We're going to talk about what's good. What's good is my journey. And all of them campfires I sat around, hearing people talk about their problems. How their parents loved them. And, they're good parents. But their parents, they were just so busy they didn't understand that, you gotta keep a good weapon on you under your pillow, because, when them gray aliens come at night and they bring the Lizard King with them, you gotta protect yourself, or they're just gonna do things to you. They're gonna do things to you. You're gonna have nightmares about the rest of your life. Yeah, that's why I try not to sleep more than once a month. I kind of get you a little, hard just to, but it'll be all right. This is the kind of advice I'm gonna help everybody with. And one day, we're all gonna be in that happy heart tingly place, and nobody's gonna say bad words. Bad words like can't and law, and those the social sites that people aren't going to type out things like I had a trigger warning, because nobody's going to say bad words. I don't even like that phrase. It's trigger warning. It sounds like a gun. I don't like guns. I've been shot at. That term trigger warning gives me a trigger warning, because it makes me think about when I got shot at by them greedy store owners that thought I should pay for bread. They got all that bread on the shelf. They ain't gonna miss one loaf. They're probably gonna throw it out in a few days anyway, because it got old. There's nothing wrong with moldy bread. Helps clean out your system, because when you eat moldy bread and you eat old stinky cheese, your system just flushes itself out, because it's good. It's pure. You got extra stuff in it. It's like Mother Nature giving you free bonus stuff. So I don't care if you process that food. I'm going to get in there anyway. I'm going to unprocess it. I'm going to break it down. You're going to know I've done my deed, because I'm going to leave little nice, pretty color, fuzzy stuff all over it. And that's the stuff you got to eat, because that's full of nature. It just cleans you out. Everything gets out of your insides when you eat 4 or 5 slices of that molded bread. Mold's good for you. It's penicillin. Ask any doctor. Penicillin's a good thing. Not them, not them doctors. I'm talking about, them guys down there, work on the side of the road. Tell you, say you that good stuff, that non-corporate medicine. We'll talk about that next time, though. I got to go help my nice little landlady with her migraines from eating all that corporate food. But before I do that, I got to go get her some of that special medicine. Go down to my friend Tony down at the docks. He always has the best medicine. So hang around. Tune in next time, because we're gonna talk more, and I'm gonna help you get in that happy spirit, heart, tingly feeling place. And we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. Because you know what? I love you. and I love what you represent. So come on with me. Let's go on a rainbow journey. And let's learn how to love everybody, even those rude dudes and them sassy lassies. There's room in my heart for them too. Don't despair. You can always stop. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be sassy. You don't even have to be a dude or a lassie. You can be whatever you want. Sometimes I like to be a loving penguin. And we'll talk about that next time. I'll show you some of that penguin love. We gonna get it all. May take a few times, but don't worry. I ain't going anywhere. I'll always be around. If you don't see me on the internet for a while, check next time you hear that tapping at your window. I'll probably just sleeping in your backyard. I do that sometimes too. Hide in the bushes so I don't disturb you. Till next time, my children, be happy, be loving, and don't trust nobody but me, because I got the answers to your happy life. Bye-bye.